Shalom, shalom. Give us 1 second. All right, we good. All right, shalom, shalom. All right, before we get started with this lesson, we want to give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Ruach Double honor to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And peace and salutation to the elect that's out here labored in all truth and sincerity. To you, we say shalom. All right, it's the brothers from Great Millstone, Charlotte, coming back with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Ruach And pretty much in the lesson, we wanted to address the situation that happened up in New York, man, because as you've been seeing, man, they got a rat problem up there, man. The gutter rats have, crawled out they holes and pretty much exposed themselves. So for those that aren't really familiar, if you haven't already come across this, all right, we're gonna show a video of pretty much this tunnel that got found in New York, where you had this small hat, big nose, the Ish people. You had one of them crawling out of a gutter, which led to an investigation. Which police ended up finding it was an underground tunnel that they were, supposedly using to sneak into their church to do their little rituals or whatever during the vid. But what it's being linked to, which is different articles and statements that's coming out, is showing that they was linked to children, going missing, being SA'd, and all that. So like Lord willing, the video will be clear for everybody to hear and see. And we're gonna let that play. I'm gonna see if I can make it big one. How do I do that? Y'all bear with me. I would do it like that. That's cool.
Part of Brooklyn's Crown Heights neighborhood, an astonishing discovery was made at the Chabad Lubavitch Movement iconic headquarters. What began as a simple renovation revealed a network of secret tunnels leading from the synagogue to a nearby defunct mikvah. This discovery has led to a series of dramatic events, including a standoff with NYPD and the arrest of several Jewish students. So let's set the scene. Crown Heights, a neighborhood known for its vibrant Jewish community, was rocked by the news of these underground passageways. The question on everyone's mind, why were these tunnels built and what was their purpose? The tunnels were first discovered when a student was seen crawling out of a hole in a sidewalk. Watch.
Shit crazy.
Absolutely bizarre. Now, at the scene, as police arrived, they responded to what quickly escalated into a chaotic confrontation. A group of Lubavitchers, primarily young students, mounted a bold defense against construction crews tasked with filling in the tunnel. This act of defiance led to a riot-like situation, drawing massive police response. With the tense moments captured on video showing students resisting the closure of the tunnel. Take a look.
Now, you can pause it real quick. Now, if this would have been Jake, this shit would have been all over the news, man. So why is this not being talked about? Because we know that the small hats run pretty much the media. They run everything ultimately, man. But like I said, this is something that if it was any other people, all right, outside of them rats over there, this would be all over the news, man. So the question that's being made is what exactly was going on in that tunnel, man. And if it wasn't that big of a deal, then why were they making such a fuss about them, boarding it up? Because as they're going to show later on in that news video, is that they pretty much went in there and they found some very unsettling things, man. Okay, so before we continue on, let's get those two scriptures.
So what's my Solomon 1 and 9?
Yeah, you can get that one first.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1 and verse 9. It says, "For inquisition shall be made into the counsels of the ungodly, and the sound of his words shall come unto the Lord for the manifestation of his wicked deeds."
Right. So inquisition is being made upon you, you Edomites, but more importantly, or more specifically, let me say, you Amalekites, man, you small headers, man. All right, because hey, the magnifying glass has been on you, all right, for a minute now, man, because there's many question marks around the narrative that you have put yourself in all around the world, man. So when you go into this word inquisition, it means a judicial investigation, an act or process of inquiring. It says a searching into, a seeking, legal examination, a seeking of grounds for accusation. And like I said, man, hey, you are constantly being called out because we understand that you small hats are claiming to be the Most High's children. You're claiming to be the real, Jews, man. When we all know that the facts don't line up with you. All right, the biblical prophecies don't line up with you. So that's the number one, reason why you're being looked at sideways now. But then two, with all the wickedness that's being done in the earth, all right, the question is, who is behind all this, man? And like I said, that inquisition is being made, and who is constantly coming up at the root of all the problem that you see going on the earth, man? It's Esau, but specifically you Amalekites, man, because you have the power, the influence to run and do everything, man. All right. Is there any more?
Oh, that was it. Early. I got a quick one.
Go ahead.
It's Ecclesiastes chapter 8. That's like Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 15. It says, "That which hath been is now, and that which is to be hath already been, and the Most High required that which is past." You see, so going back into history and in the present, who's behind all of these things? Like you said, the Amalekites, the so-called JOSs, and it says the Most High required that which is past. We go into the word required. It says bakwash, the Hebrew word bakwash, which means to seek or to search out, and it's pretty much that inquisition. I got another one if I can.
Go ahead.
This is Isaiah chapter 29 and verse 15. It says, "Woe unto them." I'll start from verse. I'll start from. I'll do 15. It says, "Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel." You see, so that's pretty much an example. They under tunnels and everything.
Hey, I'm about to say that. Hey, seek deep to hide their counsels, man, because they do all this stuff in the dark, man. All right, Esau has underground tunnels because we know, using common sense that one they got found. That's not the only one, man. Right. They got cities everywhere. They show you that in their movies, man. Like I brought out at camp when you watch that movie Us by Jordan Peele, it showed you that they said at the very beginning of the movie that they have underground tunnels that lead into every major city in America, man. And then on top of that, when you watch Declan Tyrone, it showed the same exact thing. What do you say when he was pressing the scientists? He said, "Man, we're everywhere." All right. So these devils do their wickedness in places where they know they're not going to be found, man. All right. So that's why you have these different basements, like I said, the underground tunnels, the cities, things like that, because Esau does his wickedness below ground. And then I think a point you made at camp, Cornwall, was where do rats, dwell at? Where do they thrive at? Being underground, man.
In the dark.
In the dark, man.
It says, I'm gonna finish it out. It says, "Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord, and their works are in the dark. And they say, Who seeth us, and who knoweth us?" You see, but the scriptures say that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun.
Yeah. So because what are some of the works that's done? All right, we know it's major child sacrifice, man. They do torture. They make the adreno. The rest of the word. All right. They just children sacrifice, human sacrifice. All type of what's that movie? Eyes Wide Shut. Type activities. There's a bunch of weirdness going on with these Amalekites, man. But they do it in the means of being hidden. But that inquisition is bringing everything out, man, because how about Shem Yahushua has put the spirit on his men to go in and search everything out that Esau was doing, man. And it's all being brought to light,
Hey, like you made the mention of the Inquisition, right? Because we're basically, in the trial of Jacob and Esau, man.
Yep.
Right? And Esau is on the stand right now, and he's being cross-examined, and all the evidence is being brought forth, and there's nothing he can say against it, man, because it's showing who he truly is. And you see, you know, they're going through, you know, the different media channels to try to, you know, quell this and try to keep it low, right? Because like Priest may mention, if this was anybody else, this would be national news, man. This would be all over the airwaves. It would be nonstop. But as the scriptures say, they're not in trouble as other men. So they have liberties that they can exercise because they're in the ruling seat right now, man.
That's right. You have something else?
Did you want that, Jeremiah?
Baba Kushar. A matter of fact, before you get there, I wanted to read this because you had said pretty much, you know, if this was anybody else, you know, Esau will be all, you know, all over it, man. You know, it should be on every platform. They'd be, you know, pretty much, you know, vilifying that person in the media. But when it's them, all right, they're able to turn a blind eye. They're able to hush everybody up, you know, so that nobody is able to speak on them because they have that saying, all right, if you want to know who's in control, know who you can't speak about, roughly paraphrasing, man. All right. And every time that Amalek is pretty much, you know, spoke about, what happens, man? The ADL, the Anti-Defamation League, all right, which is their, you know, they're pretty much like their Batman, all right, will come and save them, all right, from any type of persecution. But when you come into, I got you, when you come into what the ADL was created for, you know, they actually was a cover up because a small hat dude pretty much, you know, he had raped and killed a little girl, man, and you know he tried to, you know, go hide, and that's why that was formed, man, you know. But they're at a point to where they feel like nobody can speak on them. But scriptures say this, man. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 30, Psalm chapter 94 and 16. It says, "Who will rise up for me against the evildoers, or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity?" And that's the prophets, man, because the Lord ordained us to come out here and testify against this devil, man. You know, like the scriptures tell you, hey, the prophets have, you know, pretty much, you know, entered into the gates of the nobles, man, with our words, man. You know, the elites, they hear the message that we're bringing out, man, and they know that we're calling them out, man. You know, but you got it.
This is Psalms chapter 144 and verse 11. It says, "Rid me and deliver me from the hand of strange children, whose mouth speaketh vanity, and their right hand is the right hand of falsehood." Now going into pretty much their deception and witchcraft, because pretty much they'll do different things, but then they'll spin the story and be like, "Oh, well, you can't talk about us. You know, why are you talking about us?" You know, when the whole time they doing they doing nefariousness.
Yeah.
You know, having tunnels, you know, taking little kids, stuff like that. You know, they're ultimately behind everything that we see wicked.
Right, because when you when you start to call them out, what's their get out of jail free card, man? Hey, this anti-Semitic. But then I have this this quote. This is from subversive ish writer Moritz Steinschneider. It says, invented the term anti-Semitic in 1860. It says the term is used to silence those who dare to expose ish crimes, man. All right. So they have all these various means set up to protect themselves, all right, from judgment, man. All right. But the Lord is shining that magnifying glass on these devils now because your judgment is at hand, man. You can no longer hide, as we're about to go into, man. Go ahead, Kwanwa.
Okay. It's Jeremiah chapter 49 and verse 10. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself.
Right, and this is an example of one of his secret places that he got exposed, man. This nigga had a whole underground tunnel in New York, man, and the shit was so funny because, like I said, it's different accounts being, you know, talked about. Now, this was a tweet that I came across where this dude goes by the name of Richard Strocher, I guess how you say his last name. He had put these tweets up, and the first one he put up was on November 7th, 2023 at 5:35 p.m. He said, "There are small hats living under my apartment. I hear them. It's like they are digging or something. For the record, I live at ground level and we do not have a basement." All right. And then on December 11th, 5:32 p.m., 2023, he tweets again. He says, "I swear I keep hearing Yiddish under my floor in my New York apartment. I live at ground level and we have no basement." Now, when this video, you know, first got, you know, put on the internet, hey, he went and resurfaced those tweets and was like, "Yo, I'm not crazy. It says, some of you owe me an apology, because he was speaking out back then, man. And so everybody dismissed it, because when it comes to these small hats, everybody looks at them like, you know, they're harmless. They would never do anything to pretty much mess with people. Whole time, these devils are the most wicked people on the planet, man. You know?
Represent. Cornwall, could you run that? Could you run that back?
Yeah. It's Jeremiah 49, verse 10. But I made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself.
Right. So I wanted. It's a lot. My pretty much point I want to get was the word bear. And it says chashap, and it says to strip off the bark, to strip off a covering. So pretty much to strip off a covering. I want to get this. This is Isaiah 25:6. It says, and in this mountain shall the Lord of hosts make unto all people a feast of fat things, a feast and wines on the lees of fat things full of marrow, and wines on the lees well refined. And he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast of all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations. Now, going back to the definitions, it was chashap, which means to strip off that covering. So pretty much the Lord is taking away that covering. You know, that veil. You know, it was once in front of the eyes of the people. You know, first and foremost, the prophets had a vision. You see, but even your day to day, your daily so citizens, so to speak, they even seeing this man's weakness. So that's why the scriptures say in Psalms, I think it's 64, it says, "All that see him shall flee away."
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Kind, because to add to your point, because like I said, the average everyday people, they don't regard Amalek as being somebody to be wary of, man, because you know they're the main ones that are the true demons in disguise, man. This is 2 Corinthians 11:14. It says, "And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light." All right, so all these devils make themselves like they're innocent, but Amalek is the most, biggest deceiver of them all, because through his deception of pushing the hollow holes down everybody's throats, all right, he has put this image up of how he's this helpless nation, all right, that is so fucking distraught from that horrific lie that was told about the Holocaust, which has been come to find out that shit was not real, but he has gained the world's sympathy to the point to where everybody disregards him as being a threat, when he's the one out of all the nations on the earth you should be wary of the most, man. All right, he's so much of a damn snake where he's fucking over his own people, man.
There's a phrase called compassion fatigue, right? And that's what we're seeing take place, because people are tired of feeling sorry for these people, man.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You can see that with the issue going over there in Palestine right now. With
Yep.
Those Palestinians, they're like, look, man, we're tired of coming to bat for Amalek, man. But as the scriptures tell us, the least of the flock shall draw them out. So he's just playing his role, to pull the U.S. into these global tensions, man. And in the meantime, these exposures are taking place, pretty much fast tracking everything, man, because they know that they can't allow themselves to be fully uncovered, man.
Right. So I'm gonna read this a little bit of this article, and then we will go back to the video. So this is off of RollingStone.com. It says Twitter explodes with anti-Sim misinfo after secret tunnel found under New York City synagogue. So Esau gotta do damage control, man. It says news of an underground tunnel has exploded into a morass of conspiracy theories. This is written on January 11th, 2024. It says on Monday night, 10 men were arrested following a dispute with New York City Police Department officers at the Chabad Lubavitch World Headquarters in Crown Heights, Brooklyn, a synagogue catering to adherents in the Inner Salor Orthodox Ish movement. The reason, structural engineers were attempting to fill a mysterious secret tunnel which had been illegally excavated underneath the building, and a group of young men turned out to protest. Though the story primarily focused on a small community of Orthodox small hats in New York City, with most members in the community decrying the destruction of the center, it quickly started trending nationwide. Footage of the tunnel, as well as the violent skirmishes between some of the Chabad men and the New York Police Department, went viral, racking up thousands of retweets on X, formerly known as Twitter. Following the melee, 10 men were charged with criminal mischief and reckless endangerment, with one of the men also charged with obstruction of government administration. So as it's showing, if this was such, a light thing that they're making a big deal out of it, why were 10 men charged, with charges, man? Why were they attempting to fight back against law enforcement when they know that they're supposed to be the law of the land? So why are you fighting back if it's nothing serious, man? Because they know there was something down there, man. All right. It says the story went viral because it was objectively bizarre. As initially reported, a small sect of Hasidic Jews had bought an elaborate system of underground tunnels beneath the streets of Brooklyn, excuse me, for no immediate clear reason. But it also sparked an onslaught of anti-Sem conspiracy theories. They quit to throw out that C word, man. All right. It says with some far-known right personalities suggesting the tunnel was being used for nefarious trafficking purposes, playing into notorious anti-ish tropes or drawing comparisons to tunnels made by the terrorist group Hamas, referring to them as ish tunnels or Zionist tunnels. It says secret underground tunnels, blood-soaked mattresses, baby strollers, getting real strong Simon of Trent vibes here, one influencer wrote, referring to a dangerous anti-Sem blood libel conspiracy theory from the Middle Ages involving the murder of a Christian child that resulted in 15 members of the Ish community being burned at the stake. That post was racked up more than 1.2 million views on X, including 3,000 retweets. I'm gonna end it right here on this article, but you see how they're trying to pretty much, control the narrative to where it's like, look, it's not as serious as everybody's making it seem like. Yeah, it's weird, but at the end of the day, we have our reasons for having this tunnel. But then, like I said, nobody's really talking about what was actually being found when they went through there. And in this video, we're gonna put back on the screen. And by the way, the channel that we're showing you from is Next News Network. All right, so you go ahead and play it. Unless you had a preset.
Yeah. This is Nahum chapter 3, verse 5. It says, "Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will shew the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame.
That's a good one.
And I will cast abominable filth upon thee, and make thee vile, and will set thee as a gazing stock." And that's pretty much what's happening to Esau, Edom. Scriptures also say that what's the scripture?
Shameful spewing.
Yeah,
I'm about to get that for you now.
Spewing, it's just shameful spewing on everything that Esau Edom has done. His statues, his history, his laws, everything about this man is pretty much being set as a gazing stock. And the stuff that he pretty much upheld is pretty much being showed as vile.
Yeah,
it's disgusting.
It's sick, man. I got that for you.
Okay.
This is Habakkuk 2:16. Thou art filled with shameful glory.
Mm-hmm.
Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory.
Right. So pretty much to reiterate, this man's being exposed. So pretty much like, whereas once upon a time, people pretty much thought that Esau was a man that was he played a victim and he was pretty much on power. But now everybody's like, nah, like they don't really want anything to do with him.
Right.
Yeah,
so I'm looking up.
That's what.
No, go ahead, bro. You got it.
I was gonna say, they say that they're viler than the earth for a reason, man. Right?
Exactly.
They're the base man, right? This is the lowest of the totem pole of creation, man. And the Lord showing His power, by setting this man up in the power seat, man. So now they're being exposed for what they truly are, man. This ain't surprising to nobody, right? We see these things take place. It's like finally somebody else is talking about it, right? But like Bree said, they're on constant damage control at this point, right? To try to save their name, man. But we know that their name is vile, man.
Right, because what you're gonna see on the news as they're putting it up, the ones that's the mainstream news, they're compromised, man. Because I talk about it. All right, the media is owned by Amalek. It's known as the Big Six. All right, the major media companies. All right, which branch off into the little minor companies. That's all throughout these different networks. They all stem back from, like I said, they're called the Big Six, man. Matter of fact, can you look that up for me? Just put in like who are the Big Six and put media. But Esau, Amalek owns every one of these companies, man. So of course they're going to control the narrative on what they're allowed to get put out, man. All right. See, Esau, all right, though he has control, all right, you still got, Edomites, other Edomites that's telling them, because we know, according to the prophecy of Psalm 64, it says that his own tongue shall fall upon themselves, man. But like I said, he's trying to save what little bit of light that he has left, for these simple-minded people out here, man. Because like I said, all he has to do is just throw out a conspiracy theory, and everybody's going, yeah, okay, these people just crazy. But that dude's tweet just helped bring further, proof that, look, man, something was going on down there. This nigga was saying this shit 2 months ago, man. He was hearing noises under his house, and then come to find out there was a whole live tunnel that got dug, and we're gonna show you what they found in there in the video, man. Matter of fact, I got you. Okay.
The definition for the Big Six.
Hold on, Cornwall.
Says these top 6 companies control 90% of the media in the United States. Just 37 years ago, 50 companies in charge of the American media. Now 90% of the media in the U.S. is controlled by just 6 corporations: AT&T, CBS, Comcast, Disney, News Corp, and Viacom.
Mm-hmm. All Amalekite owned, man. Look up the owners. If you don't believe what we're saying, do some research and look up who owns these news stations. I guarantee you, it's gonna be long ass, weird last names, which show that they're small hats, man.
A bunch of Bergs and Steins and Stings.
Bergs.
Got it.
But you got it.
Go back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You can rewind it just a little bit. Nigga down there drinking a soda.
Absolutely bizarre. So, why such extreme measures? Well, some speculate the tunnel was part of a larger plan to expand the synagogue. However, the true intentions remain shrouded in mystery. In videos circulating on the social media and Shabbat community news sources, Lubavitchers were seen tearing down wood paneling, revealing a vast concrete space beneath the synagogue. And the images are startling. Here's a look at the cavernous space, the hidden world right under the streets.
Now, Bob, try to pause that real quick because I want to make a point. So, as this article that I read from Rolling Stone, the conspiracy that they said that the tweets was going on, it said secret underground tunnels, blood-soaked mattresses, and baby strollers. But then, in the same breath, they want to say that there was conspiracy theory tweets, man. I just wanted to add it in there before you see what you're about to see.
So it looks like we see this is the underground space. This is all apparently illegally dug. I mean, how did they do this thing? I mean, this is a massive structure that they've built in the ground. I mean, it's hard to make out some of the items there. That looks like a high chair.
What they need a high chair for, man?
Yeah, and there's a mattress there. I saw a video on Twitter. Someone retweeted this, and there's a better picture of it, but it's terrifying. Why is there a nasty mattress down there? Look at these tunnels; they just go on. Wild. Now, the New York Police Department's intervention led to 10 arrests, sparking controversy and debate within the community. Now, let's take a look at the moment that the NYPD let several men out, their wrists bound, a sight that left many in the community in shock. There's that moment.
And we can pretty much guarantee that them damn them small hats that's getting arrested, and they ain't gonna see no charges, man.
Right.
You know, because if this was as serious as it looks, all right, it would be more than just 10 people arrested. It'd be a whole investigation, man.
Protesters, the NYPD would have probably brought them coffee. Now, the unfolding events at 770 Eastern Parkway, the former home of the late Rabbi Yosef Yitzchak, Schneer's son, marked the climax of a long-standing battle for the control of this iconic building. The controversy isn't new. It's part of a larger narrative involving Chabad Lubavitch movement and the synagogue leadership. Chabad Lubavitch spokesperson Rabbi Modi Seigelson issued a statement calling the actions of the extremists deeply distressing. He emphasized the urgent need to restore the sanctity and decorum of the holy place. Now, the mysterious nature of the tunnel's creation and the strong reaction to its closure.
We can end it right there. You know, it's some definitely questionable things, you know, that need to be addressed, but we more than likely not gonna get no answers. You know, because like I said, when you further look into it, what they ended up doing with that tunnel, all right, that the police ended up sealing up with cement, man, so nobody could get back in there. All right. But if this was a whole real life investigation, why would they do that? So that lets you know that it's some nefarious going on, man. All right. Y'all got something. Y'all go ahead. I'm trying to look for this precept. Because at the end of the day, like we said, Esau is not going. He's not going to be persecuted for that. This is Psalm 73, verse 5.
That's spirit.
You about to get that?
Yeah, I had it in my phone.
Kind. Psalm 73 and 5. It says, "They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men." All right, because we know that Esau controls. Amalek runs the court. All right, the judges, everybody that's in that courthouse, they're all in Amalek's pocket, man. You know, so they're able to get away with things like that, man. All right, so this is his kingdom. Right? So he's not going to face any charges for things that he's so-called caught doing. You know, because like we know as we go into it, Esau, Amalek is known for like I said, the child sacrificing, man. All right, Epstein Island. You know, they had the supposed list, you know, brought out, which we know is more than, you know, was named on that, man. But all the nastiness, the wickedness that was going on that island, we're at the upcry in that, man. You know, all these celebrities that were, quote unquote, you know, indicted on that list, why is nothing happening to them, man? All right. They literally, like, you had that dude, Jimmy Kimmel. You know, Aaron Rodgers called him out before the list came out and was like, look, he's sweating because he doesn't want his name to come out on that list. All right. And he pretty much, you know, he slammed Aaron Rodgers in the media. The list comes out. Guess whose name's on it? Amongst other people. His name. And so next thing you know, he comes back on his show for 10 minutes. He's begging the audience not to believe, you know, what's being said on that list, man. Whoopi Goldberg was another example. Her name was on that list. She got on there on her little talk show talking about how she doesn't she's never been to Epstein Island, all these different things. But see, Esau is able to brush these things off as it's nothing serious because this is his kingdom, man. And these people are so stupid to where they don't realize that Esau is literally letting it be known what's being done in your face, but they're not going to take heed to it because they're distracted by the different things like the Cat Williams interview. All right, you got the Super Bowl, you know, being prepared, NBA All-Star Weekend, you know, whoever is dropping their new album. It's all this bullshit that's distracting the minds of the people. But the Lord is literally showing the world that Amalek is being exposed as we speak, man.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all got it.
Hey, like you said, Priest, all eyes are on Amalek right now, right? In every facet, you know, everybody's focus is on, you know, why these people are doing what they're doing. Why do they claim to be who they claim to be? You know, and who these Amalekites are claiming to be, man. Right? The world is coming to the realization that those aren't the people in the Holy Land, right? So now they're looking to see who are the chosen people, man, right? And we know that the Israelites, you know, were taken into captivity over here, and we've been scattered across the whole earth, man. Right? And they're the only ones who are standing up against the wickedness, man. All Amalek does is promote wickedness. That's all he can do, right? Can a leopard change his spots, right? So with that being understood, then they're like we've been going into. They're playing this damage control role. They claim this victim narrative, on a constant basis, man, because they know if it were to get out who they truly are, everything that they've worked so hard to build is gonna come tumbling down, man.
I got a precept for you. This is Obadiah 1:6. It says, "How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up?" Okay, and it says, "How are the things of Esau searched out?" Because the Most High, like you mentioned earlier, He sees everything that these devils are doing, man. Like you quoted, man, the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, man. So what he does, all right, is He puts the Spirit on His men, all right, and we call you out, man. Okay, Psalm, what's that? 2 Thessalonians 2, and I believe verse between like 8 or 9. The spirit of His mouth is consuming these devils, man, and everything is being brought to the forefront, man. Because at the times of your power, because what your power was mostly rooted in was your deceit and trickery, man. But now that's being exposed, now we see that, like scriptures tell you in Isaiah 14. All right, we're seeing Lucifer fall from heaven, man. All right, that light is being taken from Amalek, from Esau in general, but mainly Amalek, because they're the ones that's controlling everything, man. All right, because Yahweh Shem Shai on his way back, man. So before, like you said, the trial is commenced. All right, hey, the jury is pretty much deciding the fate, who's guilty, who is innocent, man. And what is coming to find out is, hey, you devils are in. It's like you devils aren't innocent, man. Here it is. You're trying to make Jake look like they're the problem in the whole earth, but you devils are the ones that's doing everything. You're the ones that causing so-called global warming, or what they call it, global boiling, or whatever they call it now, man. All right, but you're the one chopping down all the trees. All right, you're the ones that that's pretty much making all the world into a goddamn
Wilderness.
a wilderness, but a concrete jungle, man. You're all the what is coming out that the food, dealing with the food. This food is all synthetic. It's chemicals, man. That's why it's regulated by what, the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, because when the rabbit hole runs deep with this, man, right? So when you look up, all these different, the cancer, the diabetes, the different companies that promote, the pretty much finding the cure. The major companies like Oscar Mayer, what's some more? Johnson. All these different companies are causing diseases that you're funding. That you're sitting here, we're trying to raise money to find a cure, but these companies that all represent, the different things that we use, they're actually putting money in these different fundraiser companies' pockets, man. They're getting you sick so that you can go and give them money, man. So it's all a racketeering scheme at the end of the day, man. That's how the things of Esau are being searched out, because all the root of the world's problem go back to his red ass, man.
I got a word.
You got it.
This is the word reconnaissance, because this is spiritual warfare. So it says reconnaissance, etymology, preliminary examination or survey, specifically an examination of a territory or enemy position with a view to directing military operations. It says, whatever this word is. It says a bond acknowledging some obligation binding one to overdo some particular act. I'm going to this. It says to present, identify, recognize, recall to mind, acknowledge, examine, certify, pretty much to recognize. So pretty much like you said, who's doing the scouting, who's doing the reconnaissance, the angels, and then the prophets. The Lord has put the Spirit on his men to pretty much call Esau for his bullshit,
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much, the prophets and the angels are saying like, hey, this is pretty much everything that's going on in this particular matter, So he has no way to escape or anything like that.
Nah, he's screwed, and that's why the Spirit of the Lord is pretty much is calling him out, man, because we're nearing the time of his judgment, and so like we mentioned, him being on trial, all his charges have to be presented before him before that sentence is issued to him, man. All right. So he can't hide himself, man. Literally everything, all right, is being brought to light, man. All right, you devils, you gotta go, man. That's the conclusion of the whole matter, man. You devils gotta go.
I got a quick one for you, priest.
Mm-hmm.
This is Lamentations chapter 4, and starting verse 21 in the NLT. It reads, "Are you rejoicing in the land of Uz, O people of Edom? But you too must drink of the cup of the Lord's anger. You
Mm-hmm.
too will be stripped naked in your drunkenness.
Mm-hmm.
O beautiful Jerusalem, your punishment will end. You will soon return from exile, but Edom, your punishment is just beginning. Soon your many sins will be exposed."
You speak on it.
God, hey, like we've been going into this whole lesson, man. The what's the word, inquisition of Esau, Edom, man. Everything is being brought up, man. All this devil's secrets, hidden agendas, all the nasty shit he be doing in the darkness, man, is all coming to the light, man.
That's
Right, and
right.
it's the will of Yahweh Shem Shai to do so because we know prophecy, is taking place, man. Right, we're watching that snowball effect take place that's ultimately leading to the downfall of Babylon the Great.
Yeah, man. This devil's Spanish, man. You know, and the judgment is being issued to him. So at the end of the day, man, we wanted to bring this out just to bring light to this situation, and just to further prove that hey, this devil is being exposed, man. Hey, one thing I would say about that in the Cat Williams interview that everybody's talking about, he said something that was true. He said in 2024 is the year of truth, man. The year of exposure. And what have we been seeing? Exposure on not just Esau. You got the exposure of the sellouts of our people. You know, you got the exposure of Esau's plans, that how he's pretty much ready to bring in this new world order. All right, but then you got the exposure that everything that the prophets have been saying for years is being brought to fruition, man. All right. So all you brothers and you sisters that believe, man, hey, this should, just further bring home the point that look, man, this very well could be the year. We 12 days in and look at what's already been happening in 2024, man. The Lord has been making major moves, man. All right. You had that situation down in Miami with that whether it was a real angel or whether it was Project Bluebeam, but either way, that's still solidifying the Lord is opening up the spirit realm, all right? Because the scriptures tell you that the spirit is created for vengeance. That's going to be out here, The Lord, and it showed examples throughout the scriptures of how the Lord actually allowed the angels to reveal themselves, man. And that's going to happen. Like it says in Wisdom of Solomon 17 with the Egyptians. They saw them apparitions, man. You know, you got the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble, man. And Jake has been getting exposed too, man. All right, the judgment that's been going out on these niggas, man. You know, like the one that happened, was showed yesterday with the nigga getting burned up in the Tesla, man. Hey, for all those that watched that, you heard the way he was screaming, man. That should put fear in you, because that just makes you think about, man. You don't want to be in that fire when that nuclear missiles when they hit, man. You know.
And that probably was like what 300 degrees or something like that. He had to sit through that too.
Bro, he burned. He was just screaming, bro. I went to sleep after I watched that shit, bro. I couldn't even like really sleep good, bro. That shit was fucked up, man.
He was scared, had to melt and everything.
Pastor Czar said that, man. He was like, "Yo, we're gonna do a lesson on that. We ain't gonna get too far into that, but we're gonna do a lesson on that after this, man." But at the end of the day, we focus on you gutter rats, man. Hey, the Lord has your number, man. All right, and so if I got any judgment scripts on that, we can draw this to a close. Because at the end of the day, Esau is being found out. We just wanted to bring this out just to show you it's not conspiracy. They actually found shit down there, man. And these devils is nasty, man. All right.
We can close on this if you want to.
Go ahead.
This is Psalms, the volume chapter 64 and verse 5 says they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? Which pretty much, they got whatever wickedness they're doing out there. They pretty much encouraging themselves, because that's pretty much what they do. It says, but the Most High, it says they search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. You see, they search out iniquities.
Mm-hmm.
They had to find the so-called perfect place to put that to where they can slide in there, slip it down there, to pretty much where they wouldn't be caught, but they was caught.
Right.
So it says both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep, so their mind is unsearchable. It says, but the Most High shall shoot at them with an arrow suddenly shall they be wounded, which ultimately goes into the missiles.
Yep.
You know, I'm gonna finish out on verse 8. It says, "So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away." Which that was the Edomite that had posted that right in Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much, yeah, you know, the different, you know, the ones that's not in on the secrets, the Edomites is not in on the secrets. They pretty much coming out and saying, "Hey, this is what's going on," you know.
Yep.
So that's pretty much another form of the Lord, pretty much exposing them.
That's right. Kind. You got anything else going on?
That was it.
All right, so hey, Lord willing, man, this lesson was edifying. All right, we're gonna end it out right here. I want to give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us the truth and that rule well. And peace and blessing to the elect. Shalom.
So
Wow.